Good morning and welcome to the Wavy Digital Desk. Today we're going to be speaking with ForKids for Giving Tuesday. Thaler McCormick is here and she's going to be talking to us about their event happening this weekend, Coco and Carols, that is paired with the Virginia Symphony Orchestra concert. So I'm going to bring her on now. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Sarah.
I know that we have spoken before, but I guess, first things first, it's Giving Tuesday. And, in terms of people supporting ForKids, can you just tell us a little bit about how great maybe the need is right now or sort of what you're seeing?
Yeah, the need is just enormous right now. I feel like I've been saying that for years, but just this morning, before we sat down, I took a look at the call center, and we've had 147 calls in the last 2.5 hours. So really the need in Hampton Roads is extraordinary, and that is for families experiencing some form of housing crisis, whether they are homeless and on the street, or whether their power and utilities are shut off, or whether they're facing eviction here in the next days and weeks. So there's just a lot of people that are not stably housed right here in Hampton Roads.
And are you all at capacity right now?
We live at capacity. So ForKids, we have a family shelter, but we also provide eviction reduction services, homeless prevention services, and then long-term economic mobility services. So our shelter right now at 20 families is full with 20 families and a waiting list.
And in terms of what you're seeing with the kids, I mean, especially this holiday season, as we're dealing with inflation, as we're dealing with, so many, I guess, different issues in our community, are you seeing people really stretch thin this holiday season more so than others, or is this sort of a continuing trend really after COVID too?
Yeah, I mean, we kept thinking things would get better after COVID, but I think what we've all seen is that inflation has deeply impacted the poor. It certainly impacted all of us, but it has the most profound impact on the poor because they have less discretionary income. We've also seen really catastrophic rent inflation. So rents are up across the region anywhere between 20 and 40%. So we're looking at a median rent of above 1,200, and you're lucky if you can get a unit that rents for just 1,200. So it's just been a profoundly destabilizing time.
And, in speaking with the food bank, there was a period where they were taking a lot of money from their own pockets and putting it back in. And then, going into this period, they were hoping that there would be as much of a giving spirit as possible, I guess, during the holiday season. Are you all feeling the impact of that as something that, maybe regular people that were able to donate, maybe it's not so much? Are you all seeing that, as we head into the holidays this year?
Well, we're certainly nervous. I usually talk about being optimistic and terrified at the same time, and I would say, and that's usually what we're seeing right about now, because most nonprofits, our fiscal years start in July. Most people are not thinking about charitable giving in the summer months. So the first half of the fiscal year is always very slow. And then we're also funded, almost 50% of our budget is funded by government grants, and they tend to be slow in executing grants early in the fiscal year. So right about now, usually my finance person is under the desk, nervous. So we really depend on the holiday season to help lift us out of that and make sure that we're on that right trajectory for the second half of the fiscal year. But this is a key season for us, and we're really hoping that people remember everybody in the community that needs help.
And for people that aren't aware of ForKids that are watching right now, they impact 14 cities and counties in southeastern Virginia, and it is families and children, but most of your population really is those children, right?
Right, right. So most of our families, about 85%, are headed by single mothers. So, and we have anywhere from 2 to up to 10 children per family. So that just means most of our participants and clients are children, and they tend to be small children as well, because family homelessness is very much impacted by the need for childcare. And we know childcare is both not available and extraordinarily expensive. So for moms that have very, very young children that need childcare, they're far more likely to experience homelessness.
And in terms of Giving Tuesday, I mean, just before we get into some of the, the fun events happening this weekend, is there a best place or practice sort of where to go if you are able to help on Giving Tuesday?
Yeah, on Giving Tuesday, just go right to our website. We make it very easy to donate. So that's forkids.org. On Giving Tuesday, we're really focusing on this year on trying to fund a new van. So for our families, their services just don't happen unless we can transport them. Transportation is just a huge, huge issue for somebody getting to a job interview, being able to get to medical appointments. And then ForKids, of course, has lots of after school programs, and our children wouldn't get to us unless we provide that van transportation. So we are desperately seeking a new van, and so donations both big and small will help us get there. That'll cost us about $40,000 for a safe new van for our children. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish right now in the next 24 hours.
And if people are more able to give their time, is it something that you all are welcoming volunteers at different levels, I guess, or do people need to be more trained to help out at ForKids?
Well, to be a volunteer for kids, you can volunteer as a group, and we have lots of group activities. Those vans I talked about, we love volunteers that help clean our vans, sort toys, help maintain our facilities, do landscaping. We, of course, have a roof garden that always needs care. And those kinds of activities, we don't, particularly if you're in a group, we don't require criminal background checks. But there's also a lot of activities that we want volunteers to be able to work one-on-one, both our mentoring programs and our tutoring programs, and just we like do baby hugging when parents are trying to get a job. So there's lots of one-on-one opportunities as well, but those do require criminal background checks and volunteer orientations.
And this weekend is another opportunity to sort of give in a different way to ForKids. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you have going on with the Cocoa and Carols?
Yeah, this weekend is probably among the cooler ways you can help out this holiday. So we have received a kind of a fascinating and wonderful opportunity. There was a donor that made a donation to the Virginia Arts Festival to hire the Virginia Symphony to do a benefit concert for a local nonprofit. And this year, that local nonprofit will be ForKids. And that just means that 100% of ticket sales will go to support our work. We're trying to ForKids it up a little bit. So we are kicking it off with Cocoa and Carols. We've got cocoa cookies. William Neal is coming to play the piano. So it'll be a very festive atmosphere. And then at 3:00, the Virginia Symphony Orchestra will be doing a special holiday performance. So super fun between 2 and 4 this Sunday at the Harrison Opera House. We are asking people to bring a toy, because right now we've just switched from our Thanksgiving drive into our holiday drive, where we will work to provide gifts for about 1,400 children this year. So we really need all the help people can provide, but it's a great way to come, have some fun, support ForKids. And the cool thing is, with one adult ticket, children come free.
And I want to just leave this up on the screen for anyone watching for a minute. So here's, just the flyer with information, just exactly what was said. And I guess, the other thing that is fun is holiday attire is encouraged. You all say, bring your ugly sweaters, have fun with it, really enjoy the day at the Harrison Opera House. And I guess that's such a unique thing for kids to enjoy and be a part of the giving, as well as, not just the parents as, maybe usually.
And as a part of it, we're going to try and briefly but completely, as much as we can, be able to share about the work of ForKids and a little bit about family homelessness in the region. But in general, it's just a fun Saturday event. We hope lots of families and individuals come out to celebrate the holidays and then help some other people in this community that really need it.
Absolutely. And then, with the toy drive, we've been hearing across different organizations. We've been hearing with Toys for Tots. This is a really big need this year. The toys, to give the kids, is it to give them, comfort, it's normalcy maybe, or what is, I guess, for people maybe curious about it, how important that gift is, or just, for kids to have that Christmas opportunity?
Well, for our toy drive, we really focus on families and children, current and former at ForKids, but also with several partner organizations that are really working to provide holiday assistance, the most at risk in the community. So there's a whole bunch of us that benefit and will benefit from the toy drive here at the Harrison Opera House. But I think for people to know is that when people are paying anywhere between 60 to 80% of their income for housing, Christmas gifts are just not really possible. So having to choose between rent or picking up your medications and buying a gift for your kids is extraordinarily painful for the parents. And of course, the kids don't understand, particularly young children. They don't understand. But we also do focus a lot on teens. A teen that has a Christmas without a coat, without anything to unwrap on Christmas Day, it's pretty painful, particularly when everyone around you comes back to school and talks about all the cool things they got. We want our families to have that same opportunity and to let poverty not be a barrier for every child being able to experience a great Christmas.
And that warmth and sort of that holiday feel, is so important. And you all have been doing it obviously for Thanksgiving, around that time, and obviously going into this part of the holiday season. I mean, is there anything that people should know sort of going into the holidays that, is really important to your families at 4Kids that maybe they can keep an eye on or help out with?
Well, I mean, not to be too overly blunt about it, but probably the only thing sadder than a child that doesn't get a gift at Christmas is a child with a gift that doesn't have housing. So I guess my big pitch to Hampton Roads is we need to roll up our sleeves and address the housing crisis right here in our community, because what we really want is every child to have a roof over their head and be warm and safe, and then be able to enjoy that toy. So, if you can make a donation on Giving Tuesday, that helps make our work happen. But I mean, we really need to be able to look at all of it. Toys are important, but the most fundamental things like shelter and housing, they're extraordinarily important too.
And I guess that goes without saying on Giving Tuesday, those donations are going to carry a long way, whether it's that van or whether it's different aspects of your organization. And you all do have such a large reach, as you've said, across different cities, as well as, with your different sort of, room and board and help to families. So, I mean, is there anything else, I guess, in terms of this weekend? Obviously, tickets are still available, I think, for people to head online, and I will put the link on wavy.com so people can go right to the tickets. But, is there anything else this weekend?
I mean, I really just hope that we, the community, can fill the Harrison Opera House with both just being together as a community, celebrating the holidays, but also just showing our support for the families and kids that need us. But yeah, for the holidays, just thinking about all of it. I mean, so maybe you don't want to get a toy for Christmas. Maybe that's not your thing. So every day here at 4Kids, we are assisting about 330 families. And what I like to tell people is look around your house, and everything you need in your home is what we need in about 330 households every single day. So whether it's medical supplies, aspirin, paper products, diapers, Lord knows we have an extraordinary need for diapers, but then all of those little things that make a house a home, your towels and linens and cleaning supplies, all of that really matters. So if do something for the holidays, but then also maybe band together with your club or your service organization and faith community or your employer and be able to do drives all year long. Homelessness doesn't just exist at the holidays. It is here all year long, and actually is that it peaks in the summer months when nobody's thinking about us. So that's, I guess, that would be my pitch, remembering our families right here in this community all year long.
And thank you for giving, sort of those items, I guess, that are most important. And I think, before someone donates, is it best practice sort of to reach out to you all about, what items you need most this season?
Well, you can always check out our website and be able to click on Host a Drive. We also have Amazon wish list, and you can get to our Amazon wish list from our website as well. And on the wish list, at any point in time, if we're getting ready for summer camps, We'll have wish lists related to summer camps. Right now, we've got very specific toys that have been requested by our kids. So, if you're not a person that knows what a 11-year-old wants right now, we've got great ideas right there on our website.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And to anyone joining now or watching this later, please head to wavy.com for more information from this conversation, as well as seeing more information about the event this weekend. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning to talk about 4Kids and this event.
Great to see you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.